So Jose just commented, we live in an average society, so we're hot or cold. There's no in between. So if we see that, he said, if we see the behavior as a threat, that's where and I think that's a good point.
Yeah.
Like where if we see whatever the person's doing, sending food back, turning somebody down, if it's not exactly what we wanted to see, that's when we have the tendency to use that word.
So it's essentially someone who goes against the grain.
But that's a good thing to me, I think.
Yeah.
As long as they're not breaking rules or hurting anyone.
And that's where the word has that good connotation of, because I've heard, like phrases like, to your tribe, these are my bitches.
Yeah.
That was a bitch move. I mean.
That I do like that one. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Because that's a good one. So like we said, they're good things and bad things.
Yes.
Yeah.
My mother had a pair of red high heels that she called her bitchin' shoes.
Oh, my mom called them something different.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Well, my mom called them
we can't say that one.
Bitchin' shoes.
Yeah. We can't say
I
that.
got like my bitchin' boots, like my snakeskin boots.
I know. You do. I don't
have them today. I'm plain Jane today.
Yeah, that's it. But it's, the cool thing, and this is why this was so important to me to talk about this, is I feel like I don't want to normalize the use of it, but I feel like people need to stop and think about why they're using it.
Yep.
So if you are in my circle, and some people are offended by profanity and some are not. Like I have, I'm not a big cusser, because maybe it's because I'm Southern. Maybe it's because I'm still scared my mom's going to ground me. I don't know, but I'm just not. And what's funny is I don't do it on air, and I don't do it except for today. And I don't do it professionally. So I tend to not do it in meetings and speaking engagements. I'll do it all day long if my kids start acting up, which is so bad. My therapist has been working on it with me. But for a while, I've gotten better. Like literally last week, I had a moment with the kids, one of them. And she even said later, it's been months since you cussed at me. And I felt so bad. I didn't say the B word. I wasn't calling her bitch.
Yeah.
I have in the past. But anyway, I digress. But I don't cuss a lot. But I feel like when I do, it is for emphasis. It is so people understand that, okay, now you're going to need to listen. And that really with kids, for any of you parents listening, sometimes you just get to, I'm not saying you have to cuss, but with me, sometimes you get to a point where you have said things 987 million times. And until you raise your voice or cuss or do something, then they find like, what? I saw a meme one time. It's like, why are you yelling? Well, because the last 382 times I said this at normal tone and voice, you didn't respond.
Yeah.
But there comes a point where it's emphasis, and that's how I tend to use it.
Yeah.
What's been tough is it has become commonplace, and profanity's become commonplace. And you know what? If you want to cuss, cool. That's cool. You do you. But what's become so commonplace about it is we're using it a lot, but we're not thinking about the meaning behind it in the context. And I do, like we said earlier, I do think there's different contexts you can have for it.
Yeah, 100%.
So that's what I want you guys to think about is how are you using it? If you want to say, girl, look at your bitchin' shoes, I'm about it. Please compliment my shoes. But if you're calling me that because you don't agree with the decision I've made or with something I'm doing, unless it is hurting you, then I think that's where we need to pause for a minute and think about, is this really the right use of the word?
Yeah.